and they run it through the local law enforcement of whatever country you're coming from. So say you're coming from Yemen, you'd expect to have a functioning Yemeni intelligence or police service, a version of Homeland Security that you can run them to say, criminal, not criminal, terrorist, not terrorist, whatever. It means you have to have an effective process of vetting an incoming applicant. All Trump was doing is saying, these countries, which are really not functioning countries, we're not going to permit immigration from there. Many of those happen to be Muslim countries, but
and so the media, where their hair is on fire, this is racist, right? Yep. The Democrats were up in arms about it. Ultimately, the Supreme Court approved his policy
and sided with him. But he got beat up in that was an era of higher dominance of mainstream media. I think this election also showed that Twitter, podcasts, a lot more, I would say, democratization of information, news, communication has made it possible to cut through the lies and the nonsense. Because if you see even the mainstream media and their caricature of Trump's campaign, Hitler, Nazi, whatever awful pejorative they can throw at him, obviously it didn't stick on the majority of the American people.
How did that do for you, corporate media, right? Didn't work out so well. Although I see a parallel here, and we already saw it with this 60 Minutes show, that they're going to go straight to racism. You know, you're going to be separating families when you deport. And Tom Homan had this great quote on that same 60 Minutes show.
We'll
send the whole family out. we don't have to separate
We'll save
them.
a whole row in the airplane.
So I know that's where they're going to go with this. Is two ways. One is you're racist, and two is it's logistically impossible. So now you're telling us it's not.
It's not. It is absolutely not. And you know, the first step they should take is to say, if you're here illegally and you know you're here illegally, leave now, and you'll have a chance to come back. Okay?
Self-deport.
Self-deport, amnesty for that, as long as you deport. But if we catch you staying illegally, you are never getting immigration status here, ever. And I think you'll find a significant tranche of people leaving at that point.
Well, and we saw...
People have to understand there's consequences.
Right.
There's not only been not consequences, there's been subsidies of every kind of malpractice imaginable.
Right.
Well, you want to riot? Kamala Harris raises funds for a bail fund to bail you out from destroying property. You want to come here illegally? Fine. Here's 10 NGOs which will facilitate your illegal movement, to include chartering aircraft from Haiti to fly you to Nicaragua so you can start on your way. People showing up with their little International Organization of Migration bags. Come on. It is absolutely organized state-sponsored invasion. Democrat Party state-sponsored invasion.
And so one of the things we learned during this campaign, just past several weeks, was a report that was released that showed among those who had come into our country, they were able to confirm were thousands of murderers, thousands who had been previously convicted on violent crimes. So you talked about the 1.6 million who already have an order against them, right? Let's find these murderers. Let's find these felons as low-hanging fruit.
Yep.
And I think we can build popular support for that idea as the first layer of this deportation plan. Do you agree?
I completely agree. And tell the story of one more murderer, one more dirtbag that's no longer going to affect and threaten your kids.
Yeah. Angel moms, tragically, played a huge role in the narrative from Donald Trump in this election.
How ridiculous that it even becomes a partisan issue, that the idea of known criminals being here, that both parties wouldn't immediately support their expulsion.
But that's how corrupt and conflicted this administration has been, because they wanted to intentionally flood people into this country, even if it cost lives, both from fentanyl poisonings, as we've discussed before, but also these ghastly murders of Laken Riley and Jocelyn Nungary, the 12-year-old girl gang raped and murdered and strangled.
Yeah.
Rachel Morin, mother of 5. You know, this narrative was on display to show the tragic consequences of the Biden-Harris administration. So I was really anxious to get your thoughts on deportation because I know the media is going to spin it to say it can't be done and it shouldn't be done.
I can tell you my network of friends and team members have given this a lot of thought, and there is a plan of how to do this federally, state, local, and private adjunct support where necessary.
And you think the 47th president will start right away? Do you?
Well, it's January 21.
Well, thank goodness. It's about time. We got to fix what just took place this past 4 years.
January 20 we celebrate. January 21 go to work.
Amen. Terrific. Look, this is one of these controversial issues. The mainstream media is going to try to paint Donald Trump as a racist and portray this logistical nightmare. Erik Prince says otherwise. That's why you come to Off Leash, to get the story yourself. By the way, don't forget to get your unplugged phone at unplugged.com/offleash today. Our great sponsor. We appreciate you joining us. This is Off Leash with Erik Prince. I'm Mark Serrano. Until next time.